going on, people? It's your boy Shawn B. I'm here with the Shakedown, and today I will be reviewing The Bad Batch. It is a 2016 film starring Suki Waterhouse, Jim Carrey, and your boy Keanu Reeves, the one.
10-4 Eagle 2-1, that's spoilers reported in your area, over.
Alright. Here I am with you. So, The Bad Batch is a film that, if I had to compare it to anything, I'd say it's like a mix between Mad Max and The Hills Have Eyes. It's like, it takes place in the desert, pretty much without giving too much away. The synopsis of the film is this girl gets put in a fenced-off area that's, totally secluded from America. Like, it's like part of Texas, but they fence it off, and there's like a sign that says specifically, from this point on, this area is no longer a part of America. Our rights and laws do not apply to you. Good luck. It actually says that. So, long story short, this girl is never disclosed why she's put in this area, but the people who are in the area are considered undesirables to society, so they've all committed different types of crimes or just done stuff that just doesn't, sit well with the big wigs in America. So they decide to put these folks in this little area and let them fend for themselves. There's no, buildings. They don't give, well, there are buildings, but they don't, that they build themselves. There isn't, a facility for these folks. They literally drop them off in the middle of the desert and, hey, have a good time. Peace. So, girl gets dropped off in the desert, Suki Waterhouse, who looks like she's 15, but she's actually 25. Little fun fact, she dated Bradley Cooper for a while. Those of you who don't know who that is, he's in The Hangover. He's, not Stu. I can't remember what his name is in the movie. But he's the good-looking one who's, Alan is obsessed with. So, yeah. So Bradley Cooper dated this really young looking girl for a long time. She's a beautiful girl, but it's kind of creepy because they dated a while ago, and she to this day only now she only looks like she's 15. Anyways, whatever floats your boat, different strokes for different folks. But so Suki gets dropped off in this area, tied up her neck with a number, and she's roaming around the desert, and she finds this abandoned car. Chills there for a second, is putting on some lipstick and whatnot. Sees a golf cart rolling through towards her, and then it cuts to her running, and this lady jumps off this golf cart, tackles her, takes her to this little camp, and then she's chained down to the ground. And it's funny because they're playing the soundtrack to this movie is awesome. I will give them hats off to them for that. There's the song, all that she wants is another baby. That's playing, watch this girl's chained to the ground. Obviously something bad's about to happen. But that's the song they choose to be playing on the radio. Awesome shit. So, with that aside, this lady's comes over, because she's, Arlen, which is Suki's character's name, wakes up, and it's moaning. She's got a gag around her mouth, sobbing and stuff. So lady comes over, shoots her with a needle, in her arm, and then proceeds to chop her arm off. So, she's getting her arm chopped off. She's crying hysterically, and starts kind of fade out from the pain. And then the lady proceeds to chop her leg off. So, she is in a camp of cannibals. So they start to, fry her limbs and eat her. Then they chain her up to a back of an RV, and which she eventually finds her way of escaping. I'm not going to tell you how and all that good stuff, but she does get away. She ends up being found by Jim Carrey, who plays this guy named Hermit. And he's probably the most beloved homeless bum ever in cinema history. Like, this guy is like, looks like my Uncle Ernie. Just big old beard, messed up teeth, kind of inbred looking, and dirty, just rolling around with a shopping cart through the desert saving lives. It's awesome.
What's in the bag?
So yeah, he is out there helping the helpless. When he ain't too far from helpless itself, but hey, he's doing good deeds out here in these streets. So, saves a little girl, takes her to a community called Comfort, and it is ran by Keanu Reeves, also known as Neo, also known as the Son of the Devil, also known as just Keanu. And he ends up, his character's name's The Dream in this movie. Kind of weird. He has this little community he's running. You know, he uses drugs to pretty much to fund the economy. Well, it's actually a pretty decent little community. Like, people are allowed to walk around free. They are in danger of getting eaten and stuff. It's a lot better than what this girl was coming from. Well, like, once she's like taking this camp, it like advances like 5 months down the road. She's got like a little prosthetic and has no arm. She has one arm, but the other one's just, you know, a little stub. And, yeah, so she ends up, you know, staying in this place. And then one day she decides to take a little trip outside the gates and runs into one of the cannibals who she recognized. Stuff goes down. Without totally spoiling this film, one thing leads to another. She ends up with a child that doesn't belong to her. That girl's papa ends up coming looking for her. They end up meeting up, Suki and the girl's dad, and he's like, I want my kid, and things end up advancing. And yeah, it's a really good movie. It's kind of slow moving at first. First 7 minutes is her in the desert. Then the whole thing I told you about the golf cart. And the cannon, they don't waste a whole lot of time chopping her up. Like, that's within the first 10 minutes. But after that, it's fairly slow, progressing story. But it's entertaining nonetheless. Like, yeah, it's not a whole lot of action going down. It's not like boom, boom, bang, bang. Kill this mofo. Nah, you killed him. None of that, really. It's a lot of just her kind of trying to find herself and her accepting what she's become and where she's at, and you know, it's a riveting story. You know, I enjoyed it. It did catch a lot of flack from these other slappies out here reviewing the film, but I personally love a good story, and I also am really appreciative of cinematography. Like, the cinematography was amazing. Soundtrack was awesome. Like, the soundtrack kind of reminded me of like a Django Unchained-esque type of thing. Like, it was slightly cheerful yet ominous at the same time. Really mellow tune, and lyrics were kind of just creepy. And it's just like, oh my God, what's in a bag? I loved it. But yeah, so it was a very good story, and the cast was real good. Like, there wasn't one person in this cast I felt didn't belong. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed this movie. I do recommend watching it. Like I said, it's not like a thrill rider. It's not something like an adrenaline pumper. There are some scenes that you're like, holy crap, what's about to go down? But overall, it's more of just it's almost like a self-reflection movie. Like, this girl's just trying to find herself, and in turn she ends up finding love, you know. So it's definitely worth checking out. It's fun to see Jim Carrey and Keanu kind of out their element a little bit. Jim Carrey did a phenomenal job as this character Herman. Like, why he didn't win any awards for this guy, I don't know, but yeah, he did a phenomenal job. So yeah, with that said, the biggest thing about it, I think, was the cannibalism. that really added an element to the film that I found exciting. Like with it being a slower moving film, the fact that she's on the run from these cannibals does add that like little bit of suspense, you know, because you don't know when she's gonna run into these people again, you know. And me personally, I'm not a fan of cannibalism, but in movies, if you mention the word cannibalism, I'm all about it. Like I don't know what it is about watching a movie about some creepy people trying to eat other people. I like it. You know, I am a zombie fan. But then you add the fact that these aren't zombies, these are people like you and I, now here trying to feast on you, turn you into a smorgasbord of sorts. You know, so yeah, it's definitely entertaining nonetheless. And I'll tell you what, Jason Momoa, who plays like the leader of this cannibal tribe, he makes a mean barbecue sauce. And I'll tell you what, I'm not about to try to go over and eat my co-host Kevy Kev or anything, but if you slap some of this barbecue sauce on him, I might be tempted. Dude, what's in the bag? There's me some sweet baby Momoa out here, man, I'm telling you. But yeah, so that's pretty much my breakdown, or shall I say shakedown, of the film The Bad Batch. You can find it on Netflix. That's where I got it at. And for those of you who don't have Netflix, maybe try to rent it somewhere online, or I don't know. But Netflix is the best bet. I mean, it's currently on there. Can't tell you how long it'll be on there, because you know how that is. They're always moving stuff in and out. But I don't think it's been on there that long, so you should be safe. Let's say you probably got at least a good 6 months or better to check it out. But I recommend getting on it immediately. It's definitely worth the hour and 58 minutes. Until next time, it's your boy Shawn B. Keep shaking them and baking them, dog.
Hey guys, Kev here. Tune in later to find out what's in this bag.